Well, hello and welcome, everybody. I am so excited. I have such a fun project for us tonight. And you may be noticing that I have a special guest joining me this evening, and not like a simulcast, like from a different place, but going to be right here in my studio with me. So, my guest is a hobby watercolor artist, and she paints for pure joy, the absolute enjoyment of watercolor painting. And she's letting me transform her art into cards that she can send to friends and clients for the holiday season. I'm so excited. We're going to dive into how to bring that personal touch to your cards that you're doing for the holidays or otherwise. And I'd love for you to stick around and get inspired by what we're going to co create today. So, if this is the first time we're meeting, I'm Sherri. If you're watching this on the replay, thanks for catching it later. But great to have you guys here tonight. I see that I've got Liv and Eva and Verna, and I see my mom. We figured out all the YouTubes know that she's not an actual robot. So, hi, mom. I'm so glad that you're here. I appreciate everybody in the chat saying hi to my mom. She's Gloria, but goes by Glow. And I feel like when she made me, she added a little extra glow for me as well. So, mom, I'm glad that you're here. I am so happy to invite Suzanne Longstreet to the chair next to me. Suzanne, come and join me. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. It's so fun. Look, we're actually physically with each other. We're in the
This is
same
so
room.
nice.
It's such a big difference from all those Zoom and team calls. Hey, Jody, I am so glad to see you. Doris, I'm so glad you're here as well. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you guys are all here. Well, let me tell you, I am so excited. When Suzanne said to me, hey, do you think you could help me make these into some elevated cards? I was like, do I? Do I? And then she showed me some of her art, and I was like, I can't cut that. No. But we figured out some ideas of how we could work together. She has made some beautiful little holiday theme pieces, and we're going to get into talking about that. But Suzanne, I wanted to do a little bit of history first because this is fun. So don't worry, guys, we're going to do lots of crafting tonight. In fact, Suzanne has brought her watercolors with her, so she is going to do some watercoloring while I am turning things into cards. But before we get into that, little history lesson. You guys know that I like to try and have some extra relevance to what I'm doing. So, do you have any idea, according to all the things we can Google, who the first person to send a holiday Christmas greeting card was? A physical card that got sent. Who the first person was?
Sherry, I came to paint. I wasn't.
Not a history. This isn't an exam. Okay, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Queen Victoria.
Oh, really?
So the first commercial card that was printed was made by Sir Henry Cole in 1843. Now, Queen Victoria had sent out cards, but she just did like little hand cards that she did. And who wouldn't like getting a card from a queen? I mean,
Seriously.
I'm okay with that. Fred, there is. Oh, wait, let's say hi to Fred, guys. Hang on a second. Fred, where are you? Let's show you. I want everybody to see. Say hi, Freddie. He's in his beautiful Hawaiian shirt for the wind as well, too. Let me take this one off so we can see you. Look at that Hawaiian shirt doing well. He's back from the cottage just now. Indeed. Glad that you are here, Freddie. Thanks for taking care of everything. But, Freddie, if you wouldn't mind, in the overlays, I put a picture of the first card that went out that was made by Sir Henry Cole. So I don't know if you can find that. There it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important little thing for us to notice here. So, of course, it has a signature on it as a piece of artwork published and when it was, how it was done in London. It's a beautiful family scene, and it was lithograph printed and then hand colored. So, not far off of what we're doing today. Maybe a little far off of, but still great. And I'd like to point out, in case you can't see this, look closely at the screen, my friends. Every person has a glass of wine, including the small children. I'm just saying, maybe we need to think about our Christmas traditions and having a glass of wine in hand. Now, I offered Suzanne wine. I'm currently just on a bit of an alcohol free thing, but in reality, Fred, you can go ahead and take that down. We don't have any wine because it might spill on the crafts, and that would just be catastrophe. So, all right, we're given a bit of a history lesson. What I'd love to do now is see some of your art, Suzanne, and then we're going to go into figuring out how to make this into cards. I'm going to put you guys know I love my book. I've always got this here. Let's see and also something that I'm just going to double check on us here. I'm wanting to live stream to Instagram tonight too, but I think I messed it up in all honesty. So maybe I'm not there, but if you're on Instagram, hey, that's cool. Lisa, hello. It's glad that you're here as well too. My goodness, so much support and wonderful stuff. So I'm going to put on the second camera as well. So we have our overhead here that will see this. So Suzanne, if you want to hold it up like this, you can do that. If you want to put it down in front of us like this, we can put it here and have folks see it. So
I thought what I'd show you is this is what I need help with. These are cards that I created last year,
Okay.
and they seem to be very one-dimensional.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So then when I reached out and asked for help, I thought, well, maybe we could
Very pretty.
add more to some of these. So
Nice.
I don't know which one speaks to you or anybody in the chat if they have some thoughts.
So I love that you've got some nature inspired
Mhm.
art. I think that that's a great way to start here as well. I love that you've got some great colors here that's going on. I think we're going to have some fun. She's editing, folks. She's not showing you those ones.
You don't get to see them all.
And we don't have to, right? That's the thing about art. It's very much a personal part of us. So who we want to share it with, that is a great thing indeed.
There's some smaller ones.
So some little ones here. We're going to have some fun doing some things. So when Suzanne asked me this, she showed me a little bit of what she was making and creating and gave me some ideas. And so I have a full, the wreath. Okay, we'll start with that for now. I have a full sort of tickle trunk of spare parts that I have pulled together for us to be able to do some things with. So what I'm going to suggest, we'll start with this one because I think Verna's suggestion is a good one here. I'm going to put these ones, don't go far with any of these because we're going to come back out and do something. So let's see if we can. I'm going to put these ones over here. And first time I'm sitting next to somebody, so I have half of the space that I normally do, and I'm quite a bit closer to the window. So Liv, if you can feel my energy coming across the street to you right there, it's full of love and joy, my friend. I love that you're here. Okay, so this is one we're going to do. Also, another interesting thing you might be able to see from how I'm stretching my hands out here, and that Snoopy just showed up on my watch. I'm working like way far ahead of myself here. So it's a little bit different tonight because we're doing some stuff together. But also, and I am not so fancy yet that I can have a camera that you can see what Suzanne's working on here. But let me just tell you, we have got beautiful watercolors, palettes, all kinds of great stuff. Take a look at this. So watercolor, put it right here. Watercolor is fascinating to me. It comes in a, it's almost like a tablet that's in the palette with wells on either side that you put water into. Here's another good example of them as well. These ones are nice shimmery ones. Mm-hmm. And I feel like watercolors are meant to be messy, right? Would you say that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get our mess on tonight, friends. It's going to be a crafty, messy stuff. I see Paulo. Thank you, Paulo. How's reading week going so far, my friend? Pretty good, I hope. Okay. So when I see this, the first thing that I want to know is what kind of color we want to work with. Let me pull my tickle trunk of some options here. And I feel like we might have thought this one might actually be quite nice on, but that might be too much green. So we might actually want to do, the red, I think that's a nice, you like that?
I do.
Okay. So I've got all sorts of neat ideas. And I'm just going to check as well. Sometimes when we put a mat down, I'm just going to hold this up to the camera a little bit more so we can see. So I've got a piece of black and the card is in red. Sometimes when we mat things with a little bit of black, it's just an extra piece of elegance. And is it okay if we trim things as well too?
Absolutely.
I don't know that I have the guts to actually cut into somebody's watercolors, but we're going to see if that happens tonight. So I like the way the red is going. I'm not going to go with the black matte. I'm just going to double check another idea. Sometimes a little bit of gold flare works out nicely for us to do things with. My girl is appreciative of some glitter. Let me tell you, I know she loves me some glitter, right?
I do. I love my glitter.
Well, what are some of your favorite? Well, I'm getting some things out here. What are some of your favorites? You like the, and look. Ooh, we might be able to do something neat here, friends. Okay, so I've got a few pieces from my tickle trunk. We're going to go with some elevation here. And then that opening looks like it might do well.
It needs something.
So I have a couple different options of how we can do some sentiment. So this is actually like a sticker sheet. These are clear on a beautiful, what do you call it? Clear sticker that we can peel and place. That's one option. And sometimes when you're doing things alone, as a card maker, I have all sorts of tools. You need some easy to do ideas that you can put into place. But other things that I have that could work for us as well too, is I've done some stamping and some die cutting. So let's see, this blue might not be what I'm looking for, but Here we go. We might want to put something like that in the picture. We might want to do something underneath. Let's see what else we have. I think I have, Joy to the World. That looks like it's going to fit in there nicely. All right, so some dimensionals. Not sure how I might incorporate the ribbon yet. But also, I think, now Lisa, I don't know if Lisa's on the chat yet as well, but Lisa, I'm glad if you are. Yesterday, Lisa and I assembled 100 cards for her charity campaign that she's going to be doing at Silveri Jewelers. Lisa's on, yes. Yeah. And we absolutely loved that we were creating. So we created 5 designs of cards. We are going to have them available in Lisa's store, Silveri Jewelers, and they're available for any donation amount. And Lisa has selected Michael House as the mission that she's going to be funding with all of this. So that's a live stream that's coming in a couple of weeks on November 11th. But one of the things Lisa and I did yesterday was attach some charms to one of the card designs. And Lisa, keep me honest, it's a lot more work than we thought it was going to be, wasn't it? Because when you're doing one of something, it doesn't feel the same as when you're doing 100 of something, right? I'm so glad that you're here, Janet. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you.
Yay. So Suzanne, I don't know. I'm going to show this to the camera. Let's see if I can get it up there. In the little baggie, they are tiny little pine cones. I'll take one out and see if I can get them to see it. But what I'm thinking is because it's a like nature inspired Joy to the World, we could take a little charm like this and thread it along the top so that it's maybe hanging down a little bit on the card.
I love that.
Right? So we'll see. Let me see if I can show you guys this tiny little pine cone. Nope. Camera's having a tough time there. It's a little pine cone. I promise you guys. Okay. So we'll see if that works for us. So let's put a few of these things away. And Suzanne, tell us what you're going to do as I'm creating something over here.
So we're going to, this is new for me. So Sherri has stamped this Oh Joy with one of her stamps. And I thought what I would do is do the opposite, do the other way. So you're adding to my card and I'm going to add watercolors to your stamp. So we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, let's get to work then. So I'm going to give you that to work and I'm going to try and work over camera here. And in my little tickle trunk of items, I am looking for a very fancy pair of scissors here. That's what we're going to start with, a pair of scissors. And we're going to elevate this card. And I'm wondering, I should pick a contrasting one. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as it is whole. I'm going to go with this card here. I'm going to use the Joy to the World and the dimensionals. Might incorporate the ribbon and the pine cone. But I think one of the things you need to know when you're making a card, Karen Day from Richmond Hill, I'm so glad that you're here. Hi, it's great to have you back. Okay, so when you're making a card that's dark like this, you can't necessarily see your handwriting inside this well. So I've got some cardstock that I've cut from a smooth white card that we can put inside. But before we do, those of you who know, I like to stamp before I connect it to my creation. And I'm going to just say, Suzanne, would you like a little sentiment inside this guy? Because we'll start with that. Okay, so we've got our formula here, friends. We're getting it done. Okay, so I'm going to do on half my desk, which, Mom, you taught me how to share. So I'm not going to elbow Suzanne. I'm not going to elbow Suzanne out of the way. Okay, Suzanne, I've got some options. So as you deck the halls, enjoy sweet treats, and gather with family, may the love and happiness continue to radiate in your lives throughout the coming year. Is a nice one. And I'm looking for ones that kind of, go inside the card, sort of like this, what we did. Slightly shorter, thinking of you and wishing you the happiest season ever. May your holidays be wrapped in happiness and trimmed with the love of family and friends. These ones are sending wishes for a wonderful and joyous season, that type of thing. Or one of my favorites that I used last year, fa la 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 la, can go inside as well. Do any of these kind of resonate for you?
They're all lovely. Okay. I like this one.
All right.
Okay, so what do you think? I'm just going to ask in the chat. Merriest Christmas wishes or
So we'll call this number 1. Get ready to
Ooh.
vote in the chat.
I think I'm liking Season of Cheer.
Oh, a Season of Cheer. Okay, so we'll put these ones away. And then in the chat, friends, tell us. Let me hold this up for you to say. So Season of Cheer is the inside sentiment, or Merriest Christmas Wishes. Now, this is large. This is a little bit less so. Donna, I'm so glad you're here from Stouffville. It's great to have you. My goodness, I'm so excited. And actually, you know what, girls, because some of my Stouffville friends are here, Fred, can you put up the overlay for tomorrow? It is, okay, so Verna, I'm seeing Seasons of Cheer as your vote here. Oh, I should have said, let's call Merriest Christmas Wishes number 1.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's call Season of Cheer number 2. And you guys in the chat, let me know, or write it out, whichever one is good for you. And while you guys are telling me which ones to use, so number 1, Merriest Christmas Wishes. Number 2, Season of Cheer. I'm wondering, Fred, if you can put the overlay up for tomorrow's Paper Crafters Workshop live stream. I don't even know if Fred is there because he closed the door, so I'm not sure. He's somewhere around there. Kim, I'm seeing votes for number 1. And you know what? It's awesome. I'm seeing votes for both. I think, Suzanne, you've picked a winner because people seem to like them both. And I still don't know if Fred is there and if I should carry on without him or not. Fred, do you know where the overlay for the... There it is. He's alive. It's wonderful. And if you guys haven't already seen Fred's beautiful Hawaiian shirt, I will show it to you in just a moment here. So I am now fondly being known as the other Sherri, and Sherri from Paper Crafters Workshop has invited me to come onto her live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you can join us, we are announcing some stuff that's going to be so great. It's my first new product in the marketplace. It's my first program with Paper Crafters Workshop, and it's my first partnership since starting my social media business just 3 months ago. So Sherri and I, Sherri Squared, have been working hard as a labor of love to get this, and we can't wait to announce it tomorrow on the live stream. So be sure, and Fred, can you drop the link in the chat for that YouTube stream tomorrow? Be sure to check us out tomorrow morning. I know it's going to be so great. Okay, so I think the votes are pretty even. I'm going to say Season of Cheer might be the slight one ahead. We're going to use that one.
Sounds good.
So, all right, friends, I'm going to take out my Season of Cheer stamp here, and I'm going to use a stamp positioning tool. So when I am stamping words, I want to go back over it a couple times just in case to make sure that it's something really, really clear and wonderful. And a stamp positioning tool like this lets me open the door and stamp in the exact same place. You'll see what I'm doing here. So here's the inside card. I'm just putting it right into the corner. And this tool is by a company called My Sweet Petunia, which makes amazing products. This one's called a Misty. So I'm going to position this magnet down onto the board to hold my card there. And then I'm going to take my Season of Cheer and I'm going to sort of look for the right place to put it. Now it's written in sort of a little bit of a, like it's not perpendicular and square. It's got a little bit of personality and it's a bit more amoeba shaped, if you will. So I'm going to give it a little bit of an angle because if I try to make it super straight, it's going to come out looking like I missed it a little bit. If I put it at an angle, it should come out looking exactly like I want to do. So let's try. So I've got that position there. I'm going to open the door. I am going to reach for some VersaFine ink here in black. Sometimes when I'm being extra and fancy, I go ahead and I match the cardstock to the ink that I'm using. But you know what? I'm a little out of my element because, like I said, I've got my sister-in-law right next to me here. Oh, you know what? Of all the things that we have in common, there's one that Suzanne and I have in common that nobody else in the world shares with me. Do you?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what I'm talking about? We're lots of things that are in common. Tell me some of the things that you know we have in common. I'm painting. I am painting, she says.
I really am in painting mode. Isn't that funny?
You go ahead
My
and paint.
brain doesn't work.
Feel free.
I don't
Okay.
know how you can do this. Like,
We're
all of these things. I'm just so impressed.
Thank you. So this is Season of Cheer. I think
beautiful.
for everybody that voted for that one, this is a beautiful, beautiful choice. I think the other one's a beautiful choice as well too. So I'll tell you what, I know we're making more than one card tonight. I'm going to stamp the other one so you can see what that looks like as well too. But the thing that I was saying that we have in common that nobody else has in common with me is that we married
that's
brothers.
We married brothers.
So while I promised I would, let me just add Fred there. Look at his beautiful glasses. I love this man. So good, Freddie. Hello. Wave to everybody, Freddie. Show us your Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. So that's my love of my life. And his little brother married Suzanne. And so in common. We married brothers,
Yes.
and we are so in love with them. Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Yes, it's true. Okay.
That's very true.
It's very true. So now this one is the merriest Christmas wishes, is quite wide. And I'm wondering if we actually turn the card and make it a perpendicular card. Do we have any perpendicular, not landscape, but what's this one called? What is Jazzy on the line?
Horizontal?
She's my resident. This one's landscape is what I was thinking. Do we
Yeah.
have any that are this way? We might not, which is okay. It still fits.
Yeah, we
But
can.
what's it?
I
Do
can
we
we can turn them around. Oh,
look, you did.
God.
They're all vertical. That's okay.
there. That's a horizontal, right?
Could be. Yeah. Why
Could
not?
be
Okay.
horizontal.
We'll call that one
Put it in
horizontal,
frame
friend.
would
We'll
be
do
nice.
that. Okay. So I'm going to try this one. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Closing up that door and coming over with the Versamark ink. And I'm going to just lightly kiss that ink onto my stamp. Now, when I'm doing words, another thing that I do in my card making is I don't squish the words and lose the focus of them. I actually just take a stamparatus like this and evenly put some pressure over top of it and just sort of lightly kiss the ink to the paper. The reason is you can layer ink. Dan Adamson, just like, what else can we layer? You can layer a cake, you can layer your mascara, all sorts of stuff. So if when you look at this, you feel, okay, it's not quite as much as I wanted. I want it more dark. There's maybe some little white specks that got missed. So I'm just going to go over, kiss the ink again. And I'm going to go back because it's in the same place because that magnet's holding it on the board there. And I'm going to give it just another little swoosh and come out with a crystal clear image here. Now, if I was hand stamping that, I could never go back over the exact same spot again. So now we have two insides of cards. They're both beautiful. Suzanne, you picked some really nice ones. This is Merriest Christmas Wishes and Season of Cheer. So I'll put those over here and move this out of my way. Try not to put my elbow into the ink. And put this over here and this over there. It's a night of moving things all the way around. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you guys something that I'm seeing on our software for the first time. There's a little thumbs up icon that's telling me that we have a like that's next to the number of people. It keeps telling me who's logging in, or not who, but how many are logging in. So if whatever you're looking on, if it's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're looking on tonight, there's a way to put a like into the atmosphere here, please do, because all of those crazy things help YouTube understand who's liking what and where it should go more to. So by all means, let's see if you can hit those likes as we go. So those are two insights. Let's come back to our recipe plan here. So we have the watercolor that Suzanne did, a little sentiment that we're liking says joy to the world. And these little pine cones that are making me nervous as I think of what Lisa did yesterday. Some ribbon that might be too close to the color unless I do a little zhuzhing with some of this gold. I think we might be onto something here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is inside my card, which is a top folding card, I'm going to take the Season of Cheer, confirm I've got the right size, and I know I have the right size if I have an even frame. So my card is slightly larger than the inside frame. So let's take my tape runner and go ahead and tape up. Now my Stouffville friends will know, I saw Darlene do a live the other day, and she does like a little tab, and a little tab as she's doing the back of her card. I am a chronic over adherer. I want to make sure this puppy sticks. So I've got a little extra on there. So off we go. And I'm going to get that as even as I can from working this far away. So now step one of our card is complete. We now have the inside, so you can write your sentiments around your Season of Cheer.
So pretty.
You like that already?
I love it.
Okay, so good. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is pop out this little extra piece in here because it's actually die cut. So joy to the world. Okay, I'm actually ready to take this step. I'm going to adhere this to Suzanne's
Go
art.
for it.
Here I go. Woo-hoo. And I don't know, Lori, if you're watching, but my favorite little apparatus here, my glue press, also by My Sweet Petunia. I'm featuring them tonight. You guys, in case you don't know, I'm not sponsored for anything, which is totally fine so far, but I'm really hoping to get sponsored for lots of things as we go. And maybe I will send My Sweet Petunia a quick note and ask them if they'd like me to be on one of their design teams. I think that would be pretty fun, wouldn't it? And of course, I have not got this nozzle cleared, so I'm going to switch glue because it's TV magic, folks. That's what we can do, TV magic. And one day I will learn in my prep time how to get this more correct. Currently, not able to. All right.
While you're doing that, I'm going to show them my progress
Please do.
on this. So it's starting to come.
Woo.
So that's basically the first layer that I do, sort of go around and do something. So you can see that there's some holes here, and then we'll continue to add some more.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, when did watercoloring become something that you knew you enjoyed doing? How did you get to be a watercolorer?
Okay, full disclosure.
Yeah.
I love wine.
Wine.
Yes, wine, drinking wine. And I was having a little too much every night.
There's such a thing?
Yes. So I needed something other than wine.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'll start coloring, adult coloring.
Yes.
So I started to do adult coloring.
Yes.
And then my husband, Peter,
Yes.
said, you need watercolors. I'm like, I can't do watercolor. What am I thinking? That's not going to happen. So we went to Michael's and I bought watercolors. And I bought the cheapest paper and I bought the cheapest things. And I just thought, you know what? If something happens and I don't love it, it's just paper. It can be recycled.
This is true.
And so I started with that mindset of just have fun, just enjoy and drink less wine. And so
And it worked.
Goal met.
I offered her wine tonight. She's very diligent that she didn't do it. So neither of my glue bottles will run right now.
Oh,
It must
would
have
you
been
like
the
one of these?
workout that we gave them, Lisa, this weekend at Sydney. We had Eva here as well. We did
So many over here.
those 100 cards. So yeah,
Is that the one you want?
I don't know. Let's see if this one works. I'm switching it up, friends. Okay, so let's see if we can get some glue running. Gonna test it. Might not work.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay, we got glue, friends. We got glue. Let me put that on my apron. Mom, you didn't see that. Eric, what's this wine that you speak of? Eric, you have some wine at your house, but I'm not telling you where it is.
Get your head out of the sand. What is the name?
Okay, so that's Eric, and then Verna.
Oh, Verna said that. Okay.
Verna, who
I was
who is a person who can tell Eric to get his head out of the sand. Let me
Okay.
tell you, I think that's great. Okay, so I'm taking this and I'm adhering that to the watercolor. That wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it might be. And now we've got my Joy to the World that we're doing here, and I'm going to get some dimensionals here on the back to put the card on the watercolor on the front of the card. But just before I do that, I'm going to see how I can get my ribbon to look. And I have an idea here that I think is going to be quite pretty, friends. All right. Wow, it really is different to, working on half a desk. I don't mind it at all. you can come over anytime and do this with me. I think it's great.
Good.
Okay, so I'm curious from people in the chat, would you tell me, is there a favorite color that you gravitate to for Christmas time? Are you traditional and like the red, gold, green? Janice, you are never late. It's perfect to have you here right now as it is. I'm so glad you joined us. So tell me if you're maybe traditional. What about something that's a bit off? Maybe you like pastels, something that's off the beaten path. Maybe you're really into primary colors. In the chat, tell me what your sort of favorite Christmas motifs are. I just thought of something. So here's the thing. When I take ribbon and I put it on a card, what I'm doing is I'm putting it behind the card like this. Can you see that? You probably can't see that. So I adhere it to the inside of the card, but usually what I have is a full card in front of it and I'm actually tucking it in behind that. So let's see if we have enough room without going over Suzanne's artwork here that will allow me to put this on the bottom. And I don't think I do. So let's see if I have a different plan here where I could do the gold embellishment. I think this actually might be something that comes together nicely. Let's see.
Oh, I like that.
That's pretty. I feel like I'm missing something down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Let's try something altogether different and just see. I don't want to introduce a whole new color necessarily though. So that is fine, but not what I'm going for. So we're going to revamp what we're doing here. And I think I might come back to, let's see, shall I come back to blue and silver or traditional red and green, Donna? I'm so with you on that one. Absolutely. I'm a classic red and green person myself. Let's see.
Gold and deep red. That's nice, Judy.
Nice. I love that. White on white. Live. That's totally a really classic and beautiful.
Yeah.
My grandmother Griffin had a pink tree, like the tree was pink, with only white ornaments, which was very pretty.
That's interesting.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to go back to my original plan here and see if I can do our little pine cone guy.
My favorite is
Yes.
turquoise and red.
Really?
Isn't that weird? I know. I love it.
Turquoise and red. That's very, I would say, very modern. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to take my string here and, ooh, totally love the crystals as well, Kim. I'm with you on that one. Okay,
yeah.
so this little charm. Hello, Claude. We're so glad that you're here. Okay, so the little charm that I've just put onto this silver cord, I'm going to tie it into the spot that it's in. So give me a second here. And this is just like as if you were doing the first step of tying your shoelaces. Okay, so now I've got my little charm secure. So see, it's not running around on me. And I'm going to see as if I can make this super cute with a little bow. Let me see. I think I got this. Friends. Living and learning is living, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So when we're going to go, I want it on this side. You know, Lisa, what I'm thinking right now is that yesterday you told me, oh, I found an easier way to do it. And when you did, I should have stopped and said, oh, show me.
Learning is living, I heard.
Learning is living. Indeed it is. Okay, so now I've got it on there, and I want to come back a little bit. So give myself some more room. And I'm going to go and do the next, like you're tying your shoelace. Suzanne, can you put your finger on that for me? Right there. Ooh, we have competing nail polishes tonight. Look at that beautiful red she's wearing. All right, don't let go yet. Here I come. All right, thank you. I'm
beautiful.
Good. Okay, so now I'm going to make my bows to see if I can position this to be super cute. Now, when you're making a little bow on the card, there's all sorts of good apparatuses that you can use. There's something called maybe a 10-second bow maker, I think it's called. That's very easy to use and would have been handy for me to pull out if I knew I was making a bow tonight. But hey, we're crafters. We know how to do things just on our own too when we have forgotten to pull out a certain tool. Okay.
Okay, so Claude is giving us some advice. Another idea for the ribbon might be to punch a hole through the card at the top of the wreath and allow the tails of the bow to hang over the wreath.
Claude.
Cool.
Fred, can you put that one on screen so everybody
That's
can
brilliant.
see that comment in case it's not there? I think Claude has a moneymaker right there. That will be just a perfect one. That's a great idea. I'm not skilled enough to try it on this one that I'm doing, but I think you are on to something there, Claude. Okay, so let's see how we're doing.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I think this is going to come the way that I intended it to.
Yeah.
Let's see. But we're going to try Claude's idea of something as well, too. All right. Okay, so now you can see on the top of the card I have laced it through. So I've got the nice little embellishment. I've got my cute little pine cone. And I'm getting ready to put this together with some elevation here. All right. Let's see. My bow is futzing with me, but that's okay. I am stronger than the bow, my friends. I am stronger than the bow. All right, on the back of this, I'm taking some dimensional tape. Charlene, if you're watching, look away. I know I use more than you. And I'm going to go right down the center with it. This is double-sided foam tape, but I'll show you in the camera here. It's got some loft to it, so it's not the same level. It's going to give us some height. When you add height to a card like this, what you're doing is sort of adding a rich experience when they're holding it. If you've ever received a card that has so extra embellishments to it, it's creating more of an experience for you than just paper on paper. So what I am doing is adding a bit of a luxurious feel And this is going to be definitely luxurious. So, and I'm going to go, because I've got my bow now, I'm going to go with a middle crop here. And I'm going to suggest that we add a few dots to this as well too. So I'll show you what I mean in a second here. While I'm looking for a gold pen, maybe silver pen, because I have silver cord. Hey, do you have silver?
Somewhere in that.
I have silver pretty close to me as well too.
Sorry about the noise.
Noise is fine.
It's not that great.
Tyra and I are always loving the noise that my paper guillotine makes. I think I'm going to do an ASMR. Is that what that's called? ASMR type of video. Okay, so I've got a little bit of bow going on.
Sherri,
It's coming, a little bit of bow. Got a little bit of loft going on here. I want to tie in more of my pine cone color and string. So let me just scribble my silver here for a second. And what I'm going to do is just go around with little dots. And I like the rule of threes. So when you're designing, kind of odd numbers are, yes, Kiera, the guillotine is my favorite. When you're doing that, you want to sort of add, I hear knocking from the room that Fred is in. Do you guys think I should stop and see what's going on?
I think it might be the dog.
It could be. I guess it might be. Suzanne's not a dog person, and Luigi loves her. It serves her right, I say. It serves her right. So 3s and 7s and 5s, all those odd numbers. When you do that, just add a little extra zhuzh and flair in what you're doing. I'm so honored that you're letting me touch your art.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this.
You're making it better.
This is fun.
Oh
okay,
gosh.
So I've just added some really tiny little dots around the wreath. I suppose I should show Suzanne.
They're beautiful.
And now I think the only thing that I might be missing is a little extra dimension with that. So I'm coming in with a fine black marker. Let me just test it here. And I'm going to go in just with singles around where I did other dots to see. And then if singles work, I will add a few more as I go. But sometimes just adding a few little dots randomly here and there, hand drawn, adds to a lovely bit of texture and joy. So you can see, which way is my camera? This way. Here we go. You can see. So I'm going to call that our first card. So we've got the elevation on the front with the watercolor paper, a little charm for some interest with the bow. We're going to come back to Claude's idea at some point. I will master it, Claude. And season of cheer inside. That's card 1, friends. What do you think?
I love it.
Do you?
I do.
You'd be proud to send that to friends and clients? Okay.
Taking orders now. No, just that is stunning.
You know what's funny is when we were building the cards out for the charity campaign, Lisa and I counted the number of hours it took for us to do the cards, 100 cards, and what we found. Oh my gosh, you guys, stop talking, Sherri, and show me what you did. Look at this. While I was busy gluing away there, Suzanne took our little stamp and made a wreath around it. Show me the one that we just did.
This one?
Okay, so so look at how side by side. So this one started with her art and then I embellished it. This one started with my stamp and she embellished it. Oh, we're going to make this one a card. We're going to let this one dry a little bit while we make another card. But that is, and they both say joy. Did we do that on purpose?
You know what? It was not. I just think that's incredible.
That is very fun. I love it. Okay, great. So that's our first, and we'll come back to this one when it's dry, but I'd love to do maybe one of the trees that you're in love with that you are really enjoying. So let's do that here.
And somebody had also mentioned that they wanted the pine cones.
Okay, so pine cones and trees. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So this one needs to dry. So can you put it somewhere safe while it dries? Man, Claude, I got to tell you, that idea that you have is so fun. I'm like, I can punch the paper. I can do. Claude, I feel like you are going to be a guest on my little live stream here at some point, and we are going to figure that one out. What do you think? Sounds good? Claude, I won't let you say no. I won't. Verna, make Claude say yes to me. Okay, this is so beautiful in the browns and neutrals. What would it look like on our craft paper? You know, let me see. So I'm going to bring.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I pre-cut card bases. I do them in 2 ways. So this card base is for top folding like we just made. This card base is for the side folded. Yeah, the side folded ones that we do. So by pre-cutting them, I have them ready to go, and I actually have it done professionally, so they're laser cut on both sides. Very, very easy to do at a Kinko's or a Staples, those types of places. But what I was thinking with the nature look and feel of your pine cones, how would you feel about it being on a craft paper? Okay, so let's look at it on craft paper, guys. I'm going to move this guy aside so we can focus on this one to start. But let me show you, remember that green card that we were also looking at? Because greens might be, I don't know. Guys, let's call this one number 1. And then our number 2 choice is on the craft paper. So in the chat, would you guys give us some guidance? Should we do the craft paper for the card, or should the card base be in this evergreen type of color? So this is number, what did I say? Number 1 for the green, number 2 for the brown. Tell me where to go.
Verna's going brown.
Verna's going brown. I love that. Let's put some more ideas into the chat. If you guys are there and listening to me, by all means, please go ahead and say number 1 for green, number 2 for craft, and the world's gone quiet. Now, just for fun, I will show you that the background of a card really changes what the card ends up looking like.
Oh
so
my gosh.
the black is very elegant. I find that really quite good. The paper is a nice white color, so we could actually do white on white like Liv has done. Wow, actually, Liv, that's a really great Liv on white on white. Or I'll show you what it looks like if you put it on cream. Because the gold is there, that's also nice. So it really changes the dynamic of what you're building, which means you can make a series of 4 or 5 different pine cone type ones as you're working on a piece, and then come up with 5 pretty distinctly different looking cards, right? Cool. Okay, so I think number 2, the craft paper, is what seems to be the runaway winner here. All right, we're going to do that, friends. And let's see. So this has a nice bit of gold on it, so I like that. I'm wondering if you, like Suzanne, if you like any of the gold little embellishments. So this is my little tickle trunk. And this, I think this champagne one might appeal to you. So these are tiny little, I'll give you that to look at while I pack these ones up.
Oh my gosh.
They are little gems, and the gems, I adhere to the paper with a little dot of glue, and it adds that, what we were talking about with that dimension, and puts in sort of that nice, rich luxury feel when you're gifting it to your friends. So what I would do is spill out a few of these, and they come in different sizes, and we would pick which ones we like, and we would sort of just add watercolor paper curves, because by nature you use water on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could add some little gems like this. That might be pretty. And then let's see, if you don't always need a sentiment on a card, but I'm going to just check and see if I have something that might work for this. And I feel like let there be peace on earth.
That's pretty.
Because it feels a bit serene to me when I'm looking at the pine cones. The stickers that we have might be another option. So on that, let me pull out this full sheet. So probably too big. Heaven and nature sing. Joyful as one word scripted across there might be pretty.
Maybe just keep it with the theme.
Go with joyful. I'm going to do it. Okay, we're going to do it, friends. So we've got our little recipe of what we're going to do. We're doing some gems. And you guys can tell me as we get to the gems part if we should go for 3, 5, 7. We'll keep adding till you tell me. I'm going to do the joyful part first. Here, I like these ones, but I'm moving them off. And we're going to get our card ready. Now, Suzanne, this is a choice of what you would like. So I'll score this, and the inside of it, we can put a card on the inside, but I find that the craft paper is easy enough to see and write on that it keeps it quite authentic. And actually, if you feel this paper, it's like,
that's nice.
Like yeah, it's a bit rough. So it kind of exudes like the nature, if you will, of things. So we'll leave it blank inside.
Sounds good.
Do you want a sentiment stamped inside, or do you want to just leave it blank, and then you can write a note?
Let's do a sentiment.
Okay.
We're here to stamp, aren't
We're
we?
here to stamp. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to pull that Stamparatus back out here. Okay.
So that's how you start. You do the inside first?
I do, because if I mess it up, I don't want to have messed up a whole card.
Good point.
I'm okay with recycling just a single piece of paper. So
Right.
we're going to go with this guy. And now on the inside with the sentiment, do you want a little like a verse, or do you want, like we did last time, more of just a saying? Because we've got, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Christmas blessings.
I think because we're simple on the outside, let's do a verse inside.
Okay. So as you deck the halls and enjoy sweet treats.
I love it.
Okay, that one?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to see others? No, we'll
Nope.
stop there. She's decisive, my friends. I love
You know
it.
what it is?
Decisive. And you know
just-
what? Okay. For a moment there,
Oh.
friends, these are the other two. See, I just opened this. I'm missing two. But those are the two we were using. I'm not actually missing anything. Okay, so whoever figured out the little likes with the thumbs, I see another like on there. And I'm so, so happy for that, because I know it makes the YouTube algorithm and the Facebook algorithm and all those places in the world very, very happy. So if you figure it out, feel free to tell everybody in the chat how to go ahead and give a thumbs up to our video as we're watching it. Okay, so a couple things that we're going to do is first, we're going to move this guy that we used last time out of my way. Then I'm going to turn my entire Stamparatus sideways, because this is going to be the whole card. So it fits in there beautifully. I'm going to put my magnet down on it, and then my little verse. Here it goes. See there? I'm going to give it to the top of the card. Let me just move this magnet for a second. I think I want a little higher, because basically up the top of the card, you kind of write the person's name. Somebody else put a like in, so those are coming. I would love to know how to do that. I do not know from my side of the world how to do that. So when you're positioning the, put this down. No, I don't want to touch laptop. When you're positioning this, you really do only sort of write the person's name and maybe the date up at the top of the card. So you want a little more room for writing at the bottom. So I'm going to just put this up towards the top, put my magnet in so I can go. And then on here, let me just make sure I've got him coming up nicely. Okay, so taking my ink, opening that up, and what are we going to do? We're going to kiss the stamp. And again, remember, these are tiny little words on here, so I don't want to smush it down and have it kind of mess it up everywhere and get foggy. I want to keep it crisp, so I'm giving it a little loving rub. Oh, and it came up pretty darn nice the first try.
That's fabulous.
I'm not even going to bother trying another time because it came out nice. Let me hold it up to the camera and show you. Erin, welcome back. I know you had a wonderful cross Atlantic, I think, trip. But anyways, this stamped out beautifully. Erin, feel free to make us jealous in the chat by telling us what amazing things you experienced, including the pastry from Paris. Oh, I'm not at all jealous. No, I have lots of wonderful travel in my life too, but it's always so nice to hear wonderful, wonderful experiences people have when they travel. I don't know about you, but I feel like I learn when I travel and find that like different cultures help me experience my own culture even better, right?
There's so much more joy.
Yes, in our theme tonight. Okay, so this here. Yeah, this is called a Score Buddy, and it is a system that I use to score the line so that I can fold it. The cardstock that I'm using is quite thick, so I want to be able to score it nicely so it folds beautifully. So on my Score Buddy, it's got a little mark here of where I'm going to go for the card, and I'm just going to trace down and back up again on that to create the score line that I want for my card. Now, when I do that, I'm going to fold it so that my corners are all together, and pushing this guy aside. I'm just going to use the bone folder to really bring that crease down nicely, because this is what helps the card stand up beautifully. Okay, so see how it stands up beautifully? That's because it's scored nicely. Okay,
It's the right stock.
so we have, yes, it's beautiful stock. If you use paper, it won't stand up. You're not magic, my friends, as much as we would like to be. Okay, so we're back to the exterior of our card. We're going to put our base aside, and we're going to take our word joyful, because then we'll figure out where the gems go by how much space is left, if you will. So these are just stickers. If you had a sticker collection when you were a kid like me, I want to know, did you have puffy stickers? Did you have, I had strawberry shortcake stickers. Oh, scratch and sniff stickers. Who had scratch and sniff stickers? Did you have a sticker book?
Yes.
And
I can't remember what it was. Oh, you know what? I still have a sticker book, and it's Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Is it largely pink?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I think that's great.
Isn't it supposed to be?
I think that's great. I think supposed to is entirely up to the sticker collector. Now, this was really easy to get off camera. Apparently, when I do things on camera,
She's picking up.
it is not. What else have we got here? Fred, put some of these comments up on the screen so we can read them easily.
Well, there's something going on with what Eric said. Eric,
Lightly
she's
kissed.
making-
I said I
Yeah.
lightly kissed. I just need
She's
to
making
lightly
it.
kiss. I'm like Julia Child all of a sudden. Like my college roommate used to say, make fun of her. And when she was making things, she would say, gently caress the chicken
that's
breast, just like Julia Child would. Okay, that sticker was way harder to get off than I thought. Okay, so here we go. Tell me what you think, Suzanne. So usually you use tweezers. I can see and feel my mom right now. I can't see her, but I can feel her right now saying, why is your finger stuck to the sticker? So we can go perpendicular. We can go
Ooh.
more centered. What are you liking?
They all look good.
I'm going to say we're going to go for this and pray my finger comes off the back easily.
Ooh, beautiful.
And we're going to just lightly press that down. So now we've got
How
the
lovely.
joyful.
I like that it looks
Ta-da! Isn't that
looks so
pretty?
pretty.
And it looks like you hand wrote it on to your
Yeah.
hand done. So you don't have to have a beautiful handwriting
Thank
in order to
goodness.
get something really beautiful happening there. Warren, I am so glad you came to say hi. I hope you would put me on the TV so Dad could watch it there. By all means, feel free. I know I'm not Judge Judy, but he might find me a little entertaining. Okay, so we've got our joyful on there. Now we're going with the gems. And remember, you guys who are in the chat are going to tell me if we're doing 3, 5, 7, and I need a gem picker. All right, Suzanne.
And Donna had paper dolls.
Oh yeah, paper dolls. I am having so much good retro vibes right now, you guys. That is so fun. Okay, so Suzanne,
Yes, dear.
in your day job, when
Yeah.
you're not painting,
Yes,
you are a clarity coach.
I am.
And I wanted to tell friends who are here tonight what that is, because I grew up with a dad who was a computer scientist, but we didn't know. So I'm 50. So back then we didn't know what computers weren't in homes, never mind in our pockets.
Yeah,
So I swore to myself that I would always understand what people's jobs were. And I'd love for you to tell everybody what's a clarity coach and why are you a clarity coach?
Why am I? Well,
While I look for a gem picker that does not seem to be in here.
I'm a clarity coach because when a client started working with me, I called myself a business coach, and they said, Miss Suzanne, I have so much more clarity after working with you. So one of my clients said, you need to be called a clarity coach. So that's how that came about. And then years later, I was still looking for ways to help myself. And so I started and I love to take courses and learn and get designations. And so in 2015, I learned neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis. And now what I do as part of my clarity and helping people get clarity is I clear past trauma. So there's a really cool technique that we do in about 20 minutes, and it actually clears trauma. So, and it feels a little bit like magic, which is perfect for me.
I was going to say, it feels a lot like magic. So, I didn't understand what hypnotism was until Suzanne
Right.
introduced me to it. I
Yeah.
thought hypnotism was like a show that you went to where the comedian on stage made you jump like a chicken. That's what I thought it was. That's not what it is.
No.
It is some extremely beautiful Zen time. And it is relaxing into your own brain. We get in our own way, wouldn't you say?
Oh, gosh.
So Fred, can you go ahead and just put the overlay with Suzanne's contact information while I struggle with yet another time with the glue?
Yes.
And so Suzanne, you have a lot of different designations that you have learned. You're a learner by heart. But just tell us, like, I think NLP, did I say that correctly?
Neurolinguistic programming.
Yeah, is something that you use and are certified in. But
Yep.
what are some of the other things that you'd love us to know?
Hypnosis, positive intelligence is a really awesome thing. It's because positive intelligence is the work of Shuzak Kamin out of Stanford University.
Okay.
And he's identified that we have sabotage thinking.
Sabotage thinking. I can only
He
imagine.
identifies them as saboteurs.
Saboteurs.
And we have sage mind. And so one of the things that we want to keep doing is being in sage and out of sabotage. So as you're doing that, What's your thought process? What are you thinking? Get it right? Or are you thinking, don't screw it up?
I'm thinking, get it right.
Right. Exactly.
She taught me well because I'm always thinking, this darn glue, I'm just going to keep screwing. That's not the right way to think. You need to think from the sage. Okay. All right. I like that. And who was the scientist at Stanford that does that?
He's a professor, actually, of Stanford University, Shirzad Kameen, positiveintelligence.com.
Okay.
So that's something that's newer for me, and I'm really loving the results that clients are getting as with using these tools.
Awesome. And you specialize in female entrepreneurs.
I do.
And is there any reason?
And I work with some lovely men too.
Yeah, I know.
But my marketing is female entrepreneurs.
Indeed. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing what a clarity
Thank you
coach
for
is.
asking.
And then
Oh
I'm
my
going to show you
gosh,
guys.
look
I
how
didn't struggle with the
pretty
glue.
that
I
is.
knew I was going to get it right. So here are 3 little gems. Let me come back out so you can see a bit more. So the gems are really, and forgive the camera, they are, it's called champagne. So it quite nicely matches the gold that's on the side here.
I think that's stunning.
Do you think 3 is like Bob's or Uncle? We're there with 3, or what would you think of? I'm not sure where I would go with some other ones. We can keep going and add some bigger ones. We can add a little collection of smaller ones. What do you guys think?
I love that fancy tool. That's cool.
This is called a gem picker, and I forgot it in a drawer over there, which is why I had to get up and go around while Suzanne was talking. But hey, I'm a sales girl, so filibustering is my thing. I know how to do it. So more,
like that.
less. This is good.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm a more is more girl, so you're always going to get me.
LaCroix.
Less is more. Thank you, my sweet friend. I do
Okey-dokey.
appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to
less is more.
And Erin taught me something that I think she learned on the Food Channel, where edit. A dish is done well when you edit the things that should not be in it. So Liv, thank you for keeping us honest here. I'm going to scoop these guys away into a little envelope here. And oh, I did it. Okay, great. I feel good about that. Okay, so these are good. Now, again, watercolor. When you're working with watercolor, obviously there is moisture going into the paper, which means it slightly bows the paper because the paper is taking on that water. So as you can see, this one that has no water, straight as an arrow. This one has a bit of a bow in it. When you use that double-sided foam adhesive, it's going to pull it back into a straight, flat spot. So again, it feels so good when you're using it and giving it in your hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same concept that I did in this last one. And while we do that, and you know what? Can I tell you something that's absolutely mind-boggling to me right now?
What?
We've been doing this for an hour.
What?
So
feels like we just started.
It does feel like we just started. But you know what, Suzanne? You have been, Erin tells me, top chef is what said editing is Erin. I'm totally with you, Erin. So it has been such an adventure to have us here together and to be able to enjoy not just supper that we had beforehand. I am with you, Jody Boolin. I am thinking of the very first Christmas party you and I ever went together. And you, my friend, I don't know if you remember this, but you were in an incredible tutu at the time that had sparkles. That's what we were wearing. That's where we were. So I love you with your sparkles. Bring them on. Okay, so while this is going on here as well too, a couple of things that I want while we just get this card made together, and I'll post some pictures of the ones that we make. But while we're doing that, can you just show us the one that you're working on now?
Yeah, I got distracted, so I've just been starting to do it.
And this is little presents down under the tree. I think that's amazing. That's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go with this one. Fred, tomorrow I'm doing something that I am so excited for. Can you put it up again? Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to be a guest for the first time on a live stream, you guys. I am so proud of this journey. Sherri from the Paper Crafters Workshop and I are launching a wonderful new program. If you are free for about 30 minutes tomorrow morning, please join Sherri times 2. That's Sherri and myself as we announce my first product, my first partnership. And friends, I started this social media business just 3 months ago. It was a project this summer that I did, and I am so very proud. Thanks, Fred. Can you put the link in the chat, Fred, and take that one down? I'm going to show everybody what we've done here to finish these cards. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful these are.
They're stunning.
Look at how beautiful. So on the craft paper, you were so right, friends, that you wanted to be able to do this on a craft paper because it comes out just so natural and luxurious. Here, hold that and feel the
Ooh.
sense of, yeah, it's got some weight to
Got
it.
some heft.
And then this one that we did, that's the top folding as well. It's got the little bow. Everybody remind me, we're going to come back to Claude's idea at some point in a future one with him as a guest. We're going to figure out how to put that bow on there as well. And then let's see the wreath that you did as well, Suzanne. Let's hold that one.
Oh, this one, yeah.
And this is the wreath that Suzanne did as well. So let me see if I can quickly switch from us. Nope, not that one. This one. So you guys can get a good picture of what this looks like. So Suzanne's to be turned into a card. This one for Oh Joy. See the gold that she's got on that poinsettias that she did? Oh, beautiful. The pine cones using the font that we got from that sticker and those little bits of champagne in the gems. Joy to the world. Look at our joyful series that we have created tonight. Let me come back to us. This is us, and here we are, friends. And I see another one of those thumbs up. So thank you guys for being able to be here. Suzanne, I am
Thank you
so
so
excited
much.
to just have some time with you. That's always a good thing for family and friends, right? And I'm so pleased that we married those brothers so that we could be sisters in love as well. Friends, I'm thankful for each of you. And again, if this is your first time meeting me, I hope you will come back. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel at Creating Sherri, please do. And please tell your friends about it. So like, comment, and enjoy all those things. It's been such a pleasure being in your homes tonight from our home here. Thanks,
Thank
Suzanne.
you.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.